Looking to TopRate and a quick data review of the Rosehill meeting on Saturday, looking at performance ratings, race shape, positions in running, and pulling out a few key insights that we can take forward into our form study for the future. Just here on the winners page, you can see an overview of the meeting and a rating sent. Stormboy was the standout performer of the day. Ceolwulf and Autumn Glow also rated highly. The first race I wanted to quickly touch on was the Midway, which was won by Prometo. But the standout thing here was how fast they went early. That speed was set by Forecaster, and he looks to have done a very good job to battle on and just be run down in the shadows of the post. Looking at his form, his rating at the weights matched his start before, where he also went quickly. 3 runs ago, he rated a little high when the speed was more even, and that may hold the key for this horse being able to break through for one of these races, is just being rated a little more optimally up on the lead. The next race I want to touch on is race 4, won by Methusalem. I thought this was a very good performance for benchmark grade. The race shape wasn't totally against, but it certainly wasn't ideal, just going below average early and even in the middle stages. And he's run a very good last 400 to make up ground in that race shape and winning quite dominant style. I can see if I look at his form with the run from Saturday added, it's clearly his best performance so far. And although prior to that his form has been a little mixed, I do think there was some genuine merit in this run, and he may be able to go on with the job and keep working through benchmark grade. Race 5, Too Much Caviar, was a solid winner. The others certainly had their chance to run him down, but he was too tough. The horse that stood out to me here was Unusual Legacy. You can see that he was a long way back in the field and made up plenty of ground over the last 600. Did have a little bit of race shape to help with that. But I have a note here that back in May, Chris Waller said he feels like this horse will win a good race at 2,400. And if we look at his form, he's yet to get close to that distance. He won second up at Scone back in May and was immediately tipped out for a spell. That race at Scone, the race shape was again against him. On Saturday, he's done that over 1,500. That's his best rating that we've seen from him so far. And given he's going to appreciate much further, I think he's got plenty new rating peaks to come, and he's probably a horse to follow as he steps up in distance working through the grades. Race 6, Stormboy, was totally dominant from the front. Terrific win. He's well and truly back and ready to fulfill that early potential that he showed. Tropica stands out a little bit here in terms of where he was in the run and making up a little bit of ground to finish third. Looking at his form, that's only his second career start. So he's obviously got more to come and will likely appreciate stepping up in trip. Gatsby started equal favourite with Stormboy, and you'd have to say was disappointing. Look at his form, you can see that he's regressed from that first up win in a race where the race shape was actually very, very similar. One difference here may have been that he was a fair bit closer in the run. I know James McDonald said that the horse didn't let down on the firm track, but an alternative explanation is that visually he's only a small horse, and he looked to be right on the edge of his comfort zone to me to sort of hold his position where he was closer, especially as the tempo increased in the middle stages, and that possibly affected his ability to finish off. So it'll be interesting to see him next time and whether they decide to ride him a little bit more quietly to perhaps bring back that turn of foot he showed first up. Beyond face value, you'd have to say he was disappointing. Race 7, Autumn Glow, was dominant. What I will point out here is that the race shape really did suit her. They went quite quickly early and were slowing progressively from the 800 metres. So she certainly had the shape to finish off the way she did. But I think the thing to point out about this filly is that she's desperately looking for further than 1,300. So what she's doing here, she's run identical ratings in her first 2 starts, 95.5 at the weights, 98.5 at weight for age, and I suspect once we see her step up in trip, she'll have further new peaks to come. Ironhawk here in 4th, there's plenty of attention around his performance because visually he was the flashing light in the race, running strongly through the line. For me, I'm not getting too carried away with this performance. First thing I want to point out is that the race shape was absolutely ideal for horses to run on and make ground. He was not able to really get himself into any sort of position to compete in the race and was just doing his best when the race was well and truly over. And the key point is that he's still beaten 3 lengths. It's not like he was running on that powerfully late and he was beaten a length or under, he's still well and truly beaten at this level. So while it was a decent performance from a horse that's got more upside, putting the rating into context, he's still well and truly short of competing in the better races. So while it was a decent run, I'm perhaps not as bullish about the performance as some other people were. And finally, race 8 won by Ceolwulf. I was really impressed with this horse. You can see that the race shape was certainly not ideal for him. They went quite moderately to the 400 metres and sprinted home. He unleashed a great turn of foot, especially from the 4 to the 2, and was totally dominant. If I take a quick look at his form with Saturday's run added to the top, you can compare his 2 first up runs, this prep to last prep. He's gone better this prep. Again, second up, he's gone better over a shorter trip at the 1500 compared to a mile of a less suitable race shape. As I said, he's rated higher, and to me that's a clear sign that this horse is back much better. And if he continues to make rating progress like he did last preparation, then he's definitely got better races in store. So that's it for the Rosehill meeting. There's a few key insights we can take forward there, and we look forward to more great spring racing.